let's just do this, guys. Okay. Listen, we do have a little more. Well, this is really more because WillyMac talked to Destiny. I mean, that's the only real reason I'm talking about it. I like WillyMac. I like Destiny. And you know what? Let's do it. But I do talk about Hasan. The video is called Destiny Debated Hasan About Breaking News and Tried to Warn Him. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I remember seeing Destiny say something about breaking news, and then I remember it's always so funny. It's like Destiny, and then I'll usually see Jon Stewart first, but then Jon Stewart said something somewhat similar to that in his criticism of the 24-hour news cycle, and it just kind of sits with me. It's like, you know what? Like, that's probably something you don't want to get into. Sometimes you do breaking news, and it's not good, but I feel like I've done a decent job at crafting my channel. I'm not super popular. But, like, people don't really watch me to get information first. They just kind of watch me to see what I have to say, which is something I could be proud of. You know, I talked about Matt Rife like a week later, and the video still did pretty well. So it's like, you know what? I don't have to be old. I don't have to break the news. And I think you're better off like that. But if you're going to do that, you really want to be like, you really want to just tread carefully. It ruins some people's careers to do breaking news. You know, some people have covered some inappropriate behaviors before and validated every single claim against the person. And it turned out most of them weren't real. So you don't want to be that person. Anyway, let's start.
Ethan said that's like done.
Yeah, that's wild.
People are saying rip leftovers. Yeah, probably.
True, dude.
Part of what we had earlier.
Bro, people had a surprising meltdown over the fact that I said Hasan and Ethan are not actual friends. Like, I said Ethan was Hasan's friend, but Hasan isn't a friend to Ethan. And people are like, you're so parasocial. You're so this, you're so that. Dude, you're brain dead. When you see a friend who's not willing to go to bat for you, it's not a friend. It's somebody who's just using you. Okay? If you, as a content creator, believe that your friend is acting in the right, and your chat, your Discord, your Twitch stream, your Reddit is actively shitting on that person, you would be like, hey guys, stop, or I'm gonna have to time you out. You know, they're not friends. And you guys are like, oh, you're so wrong. I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. But I am right. So shut up. Stop complaining in my comments.
Early on, when we were arguing, one was about him covering breaking news. You just asked me about breaking news, and I'm telling you my general opinion. I hate breaking news. Danger in breaking news is that as events happen in real time, people can form narratives and opinions about things very quickly, and those things stick. I'm sure you.
Yeah, that's true. It's like that. What is it called? The confirmation bias, or there's something else? But there's a bias where. Why am I missing every attack, dude? The bias of me like about to nerd rage out. But there is like a bias that's developed that once you have a perceived opinion on a topic, you lean into that perceived opinion, whether it's right or wrong, and it takes you more effort to get off of that opinion, right? So that's one of the big reasons why you don't want, and it happens to everybody. Like, I'm sure it's even happened to me before. You know, I think there is that topic of like Hasan Minhaj, and like I had formed an opinion that he was like a horrible person, and when I reacted to him defending himself, I was like disproportionately against him. You know, all of us are susceptible to confirmation bias. You know, I still am not happy that he sensationalized that once the anthrax story, but, you know, because it felt like it wasn't for comedy. It was for the emotional impact, which bothers me. But like the energy I came out with was like disproportionate. Like it wasn't as unbiased as it should have been. And so like you really do need to be careful about that as a content creator, and it's still gonna, or as a person really, and it's gonna happen to you regardless, but you want to try to minimize it and recognize it, you know. And Hasan just doesn't. It's not like he makes a mistake and goes, oh, you know what, looking back, like that was pretty stupid. He kind of just he just doubles and triples and quadruples down. He also doesn't have the humility to admit when he's wrong, so he's just not balanced.
You know this because you do kind of like the journalism thing, right? You would say you're in journalism, right? You would say that? Or would you say that?
Every time I see clips of Destiny, it's always like very confident, but also confidently unsure. You're not really sure? Okay, well, how about you?
Confidently unsure. I wonder if that's the truth or if it's more that Destiny will actually say when he's not really sure about something. Like he'll just be like, yeah, I'm not really sure about that thing, instead of just faking it till you're making it, you know? Which is a good habit. And then it makes it seem like, oh, this guy's not that smart. He doesn't really know. But he does. It's that he knows that he doesn't know. And so he'll just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not sure about that. I don't want to put something false out there. Whereas Hasan will just make stuff up. Like he'll just say, oh, I'm right, you know?
you get sure. Like, I think I have the exact opposite problem where I
Am I going to have the completionist charity scamming? I don't know what that is.
am
Oh no.
grossly aware of the lack of knowledge that I have on a particular
Incredible.
matter.
True, Hasan, you're so right.
Because there's so much.
I want to blow him so much.
Every time I see clips,
Why was Hasan watching like a month-old video of me?
My thing is why was Hasan watching Destiny at all? It's funny because this is like people criticize, like some people are like, oh, you're wrong. This is the downfall of Hasan. His downfall is not going to be like destroyed into the ground, like downfall, but he's peaked. And one of the reasons he peaked is because he stopped talking about other people like Destiny and like WillyMac and like myself. And he stopped getting angry about it. He would just let it go and he would just move on. And it was a smart tactic. It was very smart. I preferred it when he would get upset that I would criticize him and then he'd call me fat and bald because it was funny, but it was smarter to do it like that. And now he's gone back on that, and it's just going to give Destiny more content, give other people more content. Like WillyMac's been able to make more content and talk more about Hasan, and he got to talk to him, so he got to call him out on his lies. That's all it's going to open him up for. He doesn't win out on it, and so like, why are you even talking about Destiny? What are you doing?
Talking to somebody about this conflict. Why wouldn't he find something a little bit more up to date? Why would he respond to something so long ago?
True. Willard Mac show.
What do you want?
Damn.
Hey, Hottie, how we doing?
Oh, it's part of another video. I'm doing great. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. I figured, you're live now. You left me on red for 8 hours.
Yeah, we'll see if my apartment's power magically goes out again or some dumb shit, but here I am.
It was like a
Damn, he gave him my apartment's power went out? Come on, dude. That's disrespectful.
middle school date all over again, dude. There's some serious PTSD.
True. Well, I made it. What's up?
Awesome. I was wondering if you just wanted to shoot the shit about Hasan since the warpath is over.
Sure. I'm not beating the obsessed allegations, but what about him?
What's the point of trying to beat the obsessed allegations, though? You know what I mean? People will tune into me and they'll say, Papa got like you're a Hasan hater, you're obsessed, I don't care what you think. All right. Am I wrong? I'm not. So I don't care anymore. You got all Hasan has been doing is milking Israel, Palestine, adding nothing positive to the world. In fact, destroying the hearts and minds of the youth, and I can't criticize him. Okay, Hasan is my Hamas. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so frick you.
I don't know. I was gonna say like I don't know. I guess let's start with this. When I was debating Hasan, and also just throughout my research with him, he would always say like
free content.
Oh
baby.
yeah, these obsessed.
It's called Christmas money, mother. You know what I mean? Listen, in the tough sphere of capitalism, you know, a homie's got to eat. You know what I mean? And I got to eat for two because I'm pregnant. All right. So you know what? It is what it is, dude. I'm just sitting on the stream and I'm watching videos. I don't give a shit, dude. Okay.
Like neoliberals with me, these obsessed neoliberals, and it was very clear that was like about you. Or he'd say these crazy these violent Nazi guys, which obviously means like Sam Hyde. I was wondering like what made you such a boogeyman where he like wouldn't say your name?
Damn. Like Boogie 2988. Being smart. Because I think that Hasan, he should know that Destiny's smarter than him and he can't outclass it. Or even if you are a Hasan Glazer and you think that Hasan is smarter than Destiny, but Destiny's a better debater, it's like not a good idea to optically engage with him just from the perspective of like trying to appear like somebody's on a fucking moron. Oh, what's up with this? What is up with this? What is up with this? Interesting. It's an interesting title.
We've got like a really long history with each other. And Hasan, the way that Hasan navigates social media is typically if you're dealing with people that are, this isn't just Hasan actually, this is just like a general rule, everybody does this. If somebody's significantly smaller than you and they could have a very negative impact on you and you don't see yourself ever having like a positive interaction with them, then you choke them. No free clout, basically.
Yeah.
And the goal for that is you can kind of subtly communicate to your fan base that you don't like them or trash their arguments, but you're not actually giving them enough air for people to go and find them or to risk exposing something that you don't want exposed, like that person having a better argument than you're saying, or your fans going to that person's stream. It's just kind of like this like no free clout policy, basically.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common way. Like if there's like a guy with 100 followers on Twitter and he starts shitting on me, right? I'm not going to go through and dig through every single guy gossiping about me or trying to attack me or whatever, because like you don't want to give like attention to those types of people. That's basically Hasan's approach to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how he's acted with right.
Smart.
So that's why I was kind of surprised he debated me.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a smart tactic. It was the better tactic, especially since he went on Piers Morgan. He was pushing into mainstream. He just couldn't help himself. I think that he feels empowered by the dumb babies who support every dumb thing that he says, and now he thinks he's right, and that's his downfall.
Well, so obviously everything I say could be tainted and it could be biased because I just don't like him or I'm jealous or blah, blah, blah. So let me give all those normal disclosures. So something that I think has kind of happened to Hasan recently is I think that the viewership and the overall like internet impact that he's had has severely diminished since COVID.
That makes sense. That part's definitely true. It has for everybody. I've come to terms with it. And you want to know how I've come to terms with that? I have a wife. I know that sounds so stupid, but like people, like there is a tremendous amount of value that should be placed upon a good partner. And like my wife and I, I will talk about content and stuff. I'll be like, I'm not doing well. And she'll be like, it's not COVID. No one's doing well. And so I used to be like, well, I'm actually doing a lot better recently. I've had a decent pump up, but either way, like overall, I'm not doing as well as I was doing like, COVID year. And then the year after that, and the year after that. And she's like, look at the people around you that are not even able to have a career anymore. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing as well as I used to do, but I'm doing better than a lot of the other, like a lot of people around me are not even able to have careers. I'm still doing this as a full-time job and I'm making enough money I'm making as much money as my wife, if not more really. And it's like, okay, like there are positives there. And it's like, you have to reel it in. That's why I tell people that like, don't like, you gotta be almost a little afraid of your success sometimes. Because like when you get a really good video, like a 1 out of 10 video on YouTube, the problem is that like as awesome as that feels, the next video or the video after that, it's not going to be that. You're not going to be that good. It's not going to be popping. And then that fucks you up. And like you start making a comparative, like I was doing so much better here. Like what happened, blah, 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 blah. And I guess Hasan is just trying to he's just lashing out for attention, but he's still doing better. He was on Piers Morgan. All he had to do was like sit tight and just kind of wait for a pop because it would have come just like me.
Like he was probably at his apex. Was it COVID 2 years ago? Like playing or 3 years ago when he was playing like with AOC.
Yeah, he was averaging like 40K viewers.
Yeah, like this is like him on top of the world. Okay, but the problem is even when Hasan's on top of the world, he's still very insulated. He's always like in his fortress. He doesn't go out and aggressively court other fan bases.
Yeah, I mean that's the time where you do want to like really push. It's like you obviously want to chase success when you're not successful, but you need to chase success while you are successful. So like it really is a big thing. Like right before I hit my pop, and a lot of it was the Boogie stuff, and then the Hasan stuff. It's been pretty good for me, of course, And then my other videos that aren't even about them are just doing better than it usually would. I'm actually like really thankful. But I've been putting a significant amount of effort into like clips on TikTok and stuff, and I'm like yes, perfect. I'm pounding them. I'm continuously pushing them out. I'm getting them out. I have a backlog of like 50 videos. Like I know with shorts, there's short form content. That's just how I operate. The point that I'm making is that like you have to keep trying even when you're on top, and I feel like Hasan just like does it. He's like, I'm doing well, I'm just gonna sit here and milk it. And it's like, well, okay.
He's not doing debates, he's not going on other podcasts, he's only doing stuff that he knows is going to give him like very, very, very friendly airtime, and he's very insulated.
True.
So I think that something that's happened over the past couple months is here's something that I misunderstood about Hasan. I didn't think Hasan had very many principles. I thought that he was just kind of like only a clout monster. But I realized,
is he not? I mean, I really think.
No, I think he's actually.
What are we talking about?
No, I think he's way more actually like ideologically extremist than I thought.
Oh well, he's just so like extreme anti West. That's like his extremism.
Because he's taken like 3 or 4 major L's in a row on some really far left shit that if he was maximizing for clout, he would obviously know to stay away from. Like Hasan shouldn't be within.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. I don't know if okay, I understand what Destiny's saying, but I also feel like his community eats that up. Like I think one of those L's is like when he says that when he kind of talks about trans women in sports. Another one is obviously when it comes to Ukraine. He takes like an L from. I think that his community though thinks that he's doing really well in these conversations. I think that's what it is. Like when the WillyMac thing, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that Hasan's community ate it up. They're like, yeah, the WillyMac is stupid. Like I think that's what it was. He's just playing to his base aggressively.
An example before you go.
Yeah, Hasan should not be within 1,000 miles of that the deprogram channel.
Tell us, Kim, you're the closest. Tell us what the is going on.
Very base things. This will be incredibly hard to do without getting bleeped or getting the stream taken down. So I'm gonna what's it called?
What is this? The based? Hasan defends leftists celebrating Hamas. What an idiot.
Mind my words a little bit. TLDR, basically a unexpected operation from a united front of sorts from Gaza that has launched itself into the neighboring areas.
It's Hasan.
You get a kiss from
Hasan's
me.
in chat.
No.
That's why.
I see.
Yeah, hey Hasan.
All right. Hey, what up?
Hey, partner.
Right, that makes sense. Muhammad Zaman sent $5. Thank you very much. He says, did the Palestinians actually take civilian hostage, or is that fake news? I don't care.
Yeah, the occupiers.
Yeah, Palestinians took, well, Hamas took, yeah, okay.
I don't not civilians,
right? Are you familiar with what I'm talking? Yeah, there is no reason for him to be there. He has no clout to gain from that. All those guys are insignificant compared to him. All he can possibly do is look bad. Their views are way more.
I think that Hasan might actually dislike Jews a little bit. Like, obviously he works with Ethan, but he doesn't respect Ethan. That's very clear to me. I think that he's like, he has, I mean, there is a very anti-Semitic sentiment. I mean, everywhere really, but especially in Middle Eastern countries. He grew up in, I think Turkey is kind of like a Eastern/Western kind of like border country type of a thing. I think that he might hate the West, and also like, that's why he doesn't like me. There might be a level of truth to that what is it called? That subconscious bias he might have. Yeah, I don't know.
More extreme than even his normal audience.
Yeah, that was the show where the guy was like the baby settlers.
Yeah, that right? JT guy. Yeah. There's that. Hasan didn't need to make arguments about like China invading Tibet.
Okay, Ethan, but like
go ahead.
Tibet was literally a feudal slave mandate. Autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. We talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and took
China
over.
Unilaterally took over Tibet.
Like these are
their culture. They basically are trying to, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
they're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
The part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that. Yes, I do think that is good.
No, China.
So not for nothing, but Hasan's argument here is pretty staunch. Like, it is okay to invade a country and take it over to an extent, as long as you appeal some of its more oppressive values. So if you stay consistent with that logic, then he would be for Israel taking over Palestine, because they are objectively less homophobic and more accepting of even Palestinians, because there's 2.1 million non-Jewish Arabs and Palestinians with citizenship, voting, working, even taking part in government in Israel. That's not my premier argument. It is a factor for me to align with Western countries that are less oppressive, but that's not like my premier argument. It's just a part of it. But his argument here seems exclusively if your country has better values, you can take over another country. So by this logic, he should be against Palestine, no? I'm just saying.
China did them a favor.
I think that, yes, I will be on the record
just
to
like
say
America did it.
That while the Chinese government... Wait.
Hasan didn't need to defend staunchly the idea of like re-education camps. Hasan didn't need to talk about like baby settlers. Like,
if it was settlers, that would be a lot more understandable. But let's not obfuscate. Okay, I understand what you're saying, But this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
But the babies that killed were not.
I know.
Okay, so here's
now that we establish that.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Now that we establish that.
All of these things are indicative of somebody that because remember, I thought that Hasan was just maximizing for clout. I didn't realize he was actually this ideologically dug in. So that either changed or I just...
Well, I think that he typically gets positive reinforcement when he says insane, edgy. That's what that is. It's just an edgy take. He says insane, edgy shit like that. And I think that he's used to it. So he's like, oh, I'll just keep saying it.
Misunderstood that about him a long time. But yeah, so as he's like he's taken a lot of big hits recently, like hit after hit after hit, where his power level...
Did you see how he covered the like 13-year-old and 15-year-old going and stabbing 3 people?
No, I haven't seen that.
No, that's probably not as like big on the radar, but it is another factor as well. Yeah, I remember
but
that.
My guess is that's
my new vid.
On Twitter, a video went viral, 8 million views, showing a Palestinian kid get yelled at by Israeli police.
Damn, maybe I should get an editor like this. That's crazy.
The tweet was captioned, Ahmad was kidnapped 8 years ago when he was only 13 years old. This leaked video shows Israeli officers interrogating him. This is how Israelis treat Palestinian children. Israel kidnapped over 880 Palestinian children in 2023 only. Hasan would immediately quote tweet this saying, indefensible monsters, getting another 5 million views and over 75,000 likes. Now,
you know what's so funny is that, this is a little irrelevant, but also no. I've been feeling extra Jewish lately with everything going on. It's making me feel a little bit more Jewish in my identity. You know what I mean? And so we got the Hanukkah bag from Disney, the Loungefly bag. It's a beautiful bag. Hold on, let me look it up. Disney Loungefly Hanukkah. I don't even know how to spell. I don't know how to spell Hanukkah. That's how Jewish I am. And it's a beautiful bag. And when you press the button. It like one lights up after the other. So like, it's really cool. And my wife's like, oh, do you want me to wear that when we go to the city? And I said, no, I'm actually a little afraid. You know, they got all, some of these protests and rallies, they get out of hand. I understand wanting to, Palestinians to be treated better, but I feel like these things get out of hand and violent. And like, I just don't feel like being the target of that. Yeah, I've been feeling a little extra Jewish, dude. So I kind of feel a little frustrated about that. And listen, I'm not trying to be like an activist, like, oh no, I should be able to wear this. It's like, I'm just trying to have a nice time in the city. You know, I'm not trying to get freaking poop thrown at me.
Now, Hasan just made it seem like Israel kidnapped this kid for no reason. They're monsters. But if you just take 2 seconds and Google his name, you'll see that he was running around holding knives with his 15-year-old cousin. His cousin stabbed a 13-year-old Israeli boy and another 21-year-old before getting shot by a dude he also tried to stab. The boy in the video was then stopped after getting hit by a car. That is not the same as this kid getting kidnapped by the IDF. He was arrested and convicted for attempted murder. He's on video doing it. Hasan doesn't care to add any of that crucial context because the truth does not matter to him. May I remind you, this is the same guy who says he does a better job at reporting than most news outlets.
I am not held up by the same journalistic standards, even though I think I do a much better job than most other news outlets in general.
I responded to him with, amazing journalism, Hasan. And his response to me is exactly what I've been criticizing him
Wow, he should have been like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
for. He demonizes me, moves the goalpost, and then continues to get this.
Damn, Papa, imagine me black in the South. I would rather not. That's the thing. That's the one thing about my Jewishness is that I can hide it. So, and I will, you know what I mean? Like I do hide it. Like I will. I'm not trying to get hurt. That's why I feel bad for black people because they can't hide that if they're in danger. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I respect my privilege. I respect my privilege, dude. I did. Yeah.
Story wrong.
Like the big thing is he actually managed to nuke one of his only good outreach programs, which was Leftovers. He nuked his show.
Yeah, that's
true.
over. Ethan said that's like done.
Yeah.
You want to know why the Leftovers is gone with Ethan and Hasan? Because I ate it. I ate that bitch. I'm surprised it took me that long. I usually eat it up a lot quicker. But hey, you know what? We are where we are.
That's wild.
People are saying rip Leftovers. Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
True.
Just to be honest.
We could just call it Leftovers.
Oh, that's so good. Wouldn't that be fucked up if I was like, Leftovers is coming back?
That is fucked up. Don't do that.
Well, we've never done that before.
Right. We've never played it.
Yeah, it is.
So as his audience starts to...
I think they did do that before with like Trisha, didn't they? They did that. They baited the Frenemies podcast after.
Dwindle. And then as his ideology becomes more extreme,
and he's bleeding tons of followers too.
Yeah. Now I think it's
Willard McIntyre, bro. He's fucking him up. Willie Macklemore. That's the one. We're landing on that one. Willie Macklemore. He's real. I think he's the catalyst. He's the execution sentence, you know? He's like that dark, mysterious figure in my dreams with a large package standing over me, breathing on the back of my neck while I sit there really afraid, but also slightly aroused with a fear boner. You know, like that's actually not my dream, but like, you know what I'm saying?
It's gotten to a point to where when I start to make criticisms of him, those are starting to resonate more on wider parts of the internet because I've grown quite a bit over the past year and a half. So now for the first time, and like it sounds stupid, but like the idea that Hasan, one, mentions my name is crazy, but two, is actually showing videos of me on stream means that he's starting to feel a fuck ton of pressure.
Oh, you did see that.
And then maybe he's like pushing back into like, oh, Destiny bad territory. Because it is easy to say Destiny bad sometimes. You know, I actually enjoy Destiny, but he can be a little silly goose sometimes. Not a big fan of the R slur being constantly used. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes his takes get a little intense, but, you know, or maybe the way he expresses them, right? So, but now, I mean, if you can't even do Destiny bad and virtue signal to your community over that, that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. You know, that's a rough one. So...
I was going to show you this because I figured maybe we'll watch it again because I do want to I do have some questions along with those clips.
Pete Gates, your podcast was Post Malone on there. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Post Malone really wants to associate with Ethan anymore. I think it's because he's kind of a toxic commentary kind of person like me.
Yeah, but now I think basically now he's feeling a lot of pressure that he has to respond because like the walls are closing in around him. His fan base is dwindling.
Why do you think he responded to me?
All he really has to do is like chill. He just has to chill he responded to WillyMac because he thought he'd get an easy dunk. That's literally what it is. I think that he thought he'd get an easy dunk. WillyMac's videos are really well thought out. And they're like really solid. Like it's crazy. I don't think people give him enough credit. Like WillyMac's the one who showed to me like incredible proof that of Andrew Tate admitting that he groomed a 15-year-old girl. Like, just to be clear here, you know, it's like, holy fuck. Like, how do you get that fined? Which is something people don't talk about a lot, but like his bottom bitch, the one girl, like it's fucking crazy. But I think that there is an assumption, and it's right most of the time, that people don't really debate well when they make content like WillyMac. What's funny is that they debated on like the same level. Somehow that's Hasan's whole thing. The difference is WillyMac actually has like proof and information on what he's talking about. So.
Of all people, is it just because like he thought I was a Nazi or
Destiny 95% of the time is normal and correct? Yeah, but you know what I think Destiny does? He gets in the way of himself sometimes, where like he'll just go fucking goblin mode, but gets clipped and thrown up. You know, it gets clipped and thrown up there because he's not like Destiny can be funny, but he's not like a funny guy. He's a smart guy, and so you have an audience of smart guys, and then when somebody sees like a smart guy do a funny, especially an edgy funny, it could be a little off-putting. Something I could probably use, you know, and I get that because that's an issue I've struggled with a little bit, but I've been kind of rebranding a little more as a funny guy that does some smarts too. So
there's some shit.
No. So one thing that Hasan does that's very clever is let's say that I kill a puppy while I'm wearing a clown costume.
Absolutely. You know, like why do we have value for dogs, by the way?
Okay. Let's say that I do this and everybody's really, really, really mad about me killing the puppy in the clown costume, okay?
Yeah, you appropriated clown culture, Destiny. That's the biggest problem.
Let's say that I look at my chat and everybody starts spamming like, why did you kill this puppy? Why did you kill this puppy? Why did you kill this puppy? And one guy is like, your clown tie looked horrible. Hasan will focus on that one person and he will make it sound like he's responded to the criticism of him killing the puppy in the clown costume by focusing on the one chatter that brought up the color of his tie. And this is Hasan's approach to dealing with all forms of criticism.
It's like picking the most extreme comment. But I mean, what did I say that was extreme?
Well, he's trying to almost rebrand the criticism against him as something insane. Like he do something insane and then he fixates on a dumb comment and tries to make it seem like that dumb comment is the entire criticism. He responds to that and then he will usually get away with it, but it didn't work this time.
Extreme, how does that apply to
the softest one? Because what you represented criticism about Hasan's coverage of Israel-Palestine. That's what he saw you as, and he saw you as potentially an easy target. We're like, oh my God, a commentary YouTuber, I'm gonna pull him on, I'm gonna beat him over the head with my information about Israel-Palestine, and then I'm gonna be vindicated in the eyes of everybody everybody criticizing my coverage of this issue. That's why when you guys were having the conversation, I don't know if you noticed or not, but he said multiple times, like, let's talk about Israel-Palestine. Why don't you tell me what you think about Israel-Palestine?
Israel and Hamas blame each other. Right? You don't know.
Interesting. That's interesting. I didn't think of it like that.
What the story is. You don't know who did it or not. And you say 100%, they 100% did it. That's a huge disaster, bro. That's like
at that point. First of all, who do you think blew up the hospital? Like the hospital courtyard, rather. Who do you think bombed the hospital courtyard?
I think most investigations point towards it being either the Islamic Jihad or Hamas, right? It's like a misfired rocket. And then what you did in response to that was, instead of being like, yeah, I think since most of the reports are going this way.
Why do you think it's wait, hold on. Why do you think it's Hamas or Islamic Jihad?
By the way, which is the most logical that happened. And I know that because of the way Hasan talks about it. And it is, he mentioned a point. He's like, the only things that will convince me otherwise is if we can test the explosion site to see what chemicals were used or whatever the residue is. I'm not a fucking missile expert, but I will tell you, we should shoot missiles at tornadoes. Topic for another day. And we need debris from that rocket to see what kind of a rocket it was, so that we can maybe like figure out who shot it, because they have different rockets. Who has control over the crash site and the debris? It's not Israel, right? It happened in the Gaza Strip. So why would you hide that information if you can prove without a shadow of a doubt who did it? Does that make any sense to you? No. You'd be like, look, this is the rocket. That's why I'm very confident. That with the other reports said it was most likely not Israel, right? So that's just got a little common sense for you.
Jihad and a rocket misfire.
I like how he's just mining and mining and mining. This is the live strategy, right? He's mining and mining and mining for something that the guy might not know about, so that then he can hammer him on some irrelevant, like esoteric side fact that has nothing to do with the initial claim of Hasan.
What the fuck does esoteric mean? Bro, I'm gonna be really upset if I've looked this up. Intended for or likely to be understood by only... dude, I've looked this up 5 times. I swear to God, I've looked this up so many times today. Every time I watch a Papa Gut Moments video, like August that makes, which by the way, my wife's probably going to come on with me in a little bit, and we're going to react to one. I fucking ask that goddamn question. What is esoteric?
Was clearly using a propaganda mindset to arrive prematurely at a conclusion about breaking news, right? Like, how far is he going to dig on this? Like, oh yeah, it was because of that. Well, do you even know the make and model? Do you even know the chemical makeup of the fuel that the custom rockets use? I do.
Well, that was just what most of the investigations turned out.
So
I know Channel 4 had a different one.
Because you're bringing this up, and this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial...
You say that every time, but it never is.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
That was a good one-liner.
And this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial...
Oh, true. I wonder if Hasan was hoping that he would say, oh, Hamas bombed them. And he would go, oh, Hamas? You don't even know all of the different groups operating out of the Gaza Strip.
Oh, you don't know all the terrorist organizations that exist? I don't. Okay? I don't know any of them. I don't care. Well, I do. I know Hamas. That's what, oh, there you go.
Because it wasn't actually Hamas people think it was. It was a totally different group, and you probably don't even know the name. That's probably what he was fishing for. But when he said Islamic jihadists, it was dialogue trip, so now he's got to hop to some different shit. You're probably right. That's probably what happened. Well, let's talk about the history.
I felt like I had to keep recentering it. And it was
exactly.
It was like, I didn't expect him to be like so aggressive out of the gate. Like,
yeah. Because he's trying to hold on to...
off guard by that.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on to like any W's he can get. And he really wanted you to have that debate about Israel-Palestine with him, because now he'd be vindicated. Well, here's one of the guys who said I was wrong about the hospital bombing. This guy doesn't know anything about Israel-Palestine. This retard. And this is all my
Stop it.
critics. He'll say that all the time. All my critics are like this. They're all neo-Nazis. They're all Sam Hyde. They're all this, blah, 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 blah. That was why he picked you and wanted to fight with you.
I see. Well, yeah, because I knew he was going to try and turn it into that. I just didn't expect him to be so aggressive. As it went on, I felt like I got more comfortable, but it was really hard to like figure out.
One day I'm going to debate with somebody. In the middle of the debate, I'm going to send them a picture of my penis and just to throw them off guard, and that'll help me win the debate. I think that's the tactic I've been thinking about. I don't know why nobody does it.
Because notice how he tried to skirt by all of the substantive criticism on you, and he heard you say one thing that might have been wrong. Remember, it was about him apologizing.
Oh,
and for
dude,
about
it was
5 minutes.
Too. It was like just misunderstanding because they don't watch the video, so it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, for about 5 minutes, he was like, I didn't apologize. I didn't apologize. You didn't. I didn't apologize. I didn't apologize. Like, because he wanted to get his one W that he could, etch out. He's really good at like the debate pedophilia, I think was his term, where he's.
Oh my lord, that's a debate pervert. I thought it was.
It's like very good at using like very dirty tactics to try to like ease out like a win from a conversation. He's actually very good at that, and he does it quite a bit. But he was trying to do that towards you.
Community meme, the debate pedophile.
I'm going to be honest. I've heard this so many times. I just assumed it was for my community. Apparently, Hasan said it first, which is actually
I could have swore it was a debate pervert, but whatever.
Hilariously unhinged.
The debate pedophiles.
Oh, well, I stand corrected.
Are out in droves. Holy moly.
What is a debate? What does that mean? Does that mean they're looking for like people that don't know how to debate? Like, because I would assume that if you're a debate child, you're somebody that's not very good at debates. You're not a literal child. So is he saying that? I mean, I guess it makes sense if that's what he was thinking. I think he was just trying to use edgy shock humor, but maybe, I guess that makes sense. I'm just a little baby, you know what I mean?
My job is to tell you what I think is going on.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to do that.
Good job, man. Isn't it interesting when people make their own job and then they fulfill themselves with self-importance? Let me tell you something. It's my job to make money, bitch. Now, I like to come on and I like to be as honest as possible, give my take on things, et cetera, et cetera. But like, I don't really have a formal job. I mean, I'm a fucking streamer and I post videos and I'm very fortunate. The job I did before this was exponentially more valuable than anything myself or Hasan do. I would clean public buses. I cleaned buses for public transportation, and I cleaned buses for another program for the disability ADA program, which was the American with Disabilities Act. I cleaned those buses so that they were clean for people who needed to use them, who were sick or had some kind of an issue, who needed dialysis. Is usually a lot of old people with disabilities. Like that was unironically, as dirty of a job as it was, an important job, helping people with maybe less money and old people get to work or to get to the doctor's office. That was an actual valuable job, right? But I feel like my job's not valuable. What do I really do? I'm sitting here. I mean, I make people laugh, but I just feel like every time Hasan talks about himself or what he does, he fills himself with such importance, like such an incredible amount of this undeserved importance. It's just fucking crazy.
I'm going to do that and cut through the fog of war. Cut through the misinformation.
Yeah, somebody's linked it to my subreddit. Like, just so you guys remember, Hasan was the first one that said debate pedophile. I didn't actually know that, but he did. I thought it was hilarious.
I felt like that was a good meme. I wasn't sure where it was from, because when I was first called it, I was like, I don't debate pedophiles, and then I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
here's the other question I got related. Yeah. Oh no, you
I was
can
gonna
go
say
on.
he started with debate pervert was the thing that he said, because Hasan doesn't like to argue with people that he feels like he's going to lose against, so he tries to say all debate is gay. He doesn't like debate, but when he has the opportunity to debate Andrew Tate, he'll do it.
Lamest debater ever, though. He was such an asshole.
Exactly.
Debating is gay. What? Talking to other men is gay.
And when he has a chance to debate you, he's putting out every debate bro tactic. He's blowing you up on Twitter. Oh, this guy's dodging me. Hasn't responded in 30 minutes. Like, oh, he's such a fucking dodger, right? That's like the actual debate pervertry. But yeah, so it's just a thing that he says.
Where the fuck do I hand this shit at?
All right, what do you think about, because Dylan Burns agreed with Hasan on this, and I was interested to see another streamer's take. If I make a video on you and then you want to debate me on it, but you don't watch the video, I mean, that's some bullshit, right? Like, how do I have to fucking engage with that?
So I'm just going to hold stern. I don't think it's a problem this isn't even. I thought it was. I don't think it's an issue if somebody makes a video on you and you talk to them, like, you don't have to watch the video. Okay? As long as you engage in good faith, right? Hasan's issue isn't watching the video. It's not a bad idea to watch the video, but like, as long as you engage in good faith, there's really not an issue to me. I'm not gonna like change my mind on that one. Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
If you don't even know what the fuck I said, because the problem is that I have is exactly what happened in our debate, where I'm now having to explain every detail. His audience doesn't understand any context of where I'm coming from. We're getting caught up in the weeds of the argument because he's like, or the language of the argument.
Yeah. So this is a strategy.
Instead of actually knowing what the meat is, because he didn't watch it.
Yeah, this is there's a French philosopher. There's a term I borrowed from him called simulacrum. But Vosh does this a lot too, and Hasan does this. Basically, every politics streamer, but me because I'm awesome, does this. When people are trying to summarize or give you an impression of what other people are saying, they never actually watch the original material because they want to take away from you the ability to control the narrative or the rhetoric behind how the facts are presented. So Hasan will never.
I mean, that's probably the case with Hasan. I don't think that that's always the case, but okay, sure. I mean, I think Hasan's just a fucking lazy piece of shit, but.
Ever watch a full critical video of him like that on stream unless he's pre-prepared like a notepad or a list of responses. If he thinks it's going to make him look bad, he just won't watch it. He'll say, oh, this guy said this, or this guy said that, Destiny said this, Pepe Ladi said that, Willy said this. But usually they're misquoting you. They're not being charitable. They're not accurately summarizing what you say. And then when you go to argue with them, the fan base is thinking like, oh, I remember when Willy said this, but they don't remember when Willy said this. What they're actually remembering is when Hasan said that Willy said this, and it probably wasn't even accurate in the first place. But yeah, people like Hasan and Vosh do that all the time. They're very critical of other people and their material, but they don't actually show. Do red pillars do it? Maybe they do it. I'm not sure.
Dude, the number one thing Myron and Sneeko were doing to me was like, oh, that's out of context. That's out of context. It's like, bro, you didn't watch it. What do you mean it's out of context? Like, prove it.
Because Myron and Sneeko just
claim everything's out of context, dude. When it's like, I didn't do that. Like, you have to prove that. The burden of proof is on you then to prove that I'm doing that.
Yeah, Myron and Sneeko operate on the same no clout foundation where they don't want to give air to what they consider to be
haters. It is rage-inducing, dude. It does trigger the shit out of me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, listen, I don't care about it. To me, like, there's two different aspects of it. Like, so for me, I don't necessarily want people to respond to what I'm saying to them. If they do, like, whatever, I'm fine with it. But that's not like my goal. You know, my goal is just to make some stuff and do my thing. What I would say is like, so I'm fine with just like talking and then nobody responding. Talking to my audience, a lot of times I'm having a conversation. But I mean, if you're making the content explicitly for people to respond, like, you know, whatever. I mean, like, that's fine. I don't, you know, whatever. You do you. But
I agree, yeah.
So the next question I got for you is, he said something to me along the lines of,
nice cock.
Oh, you have like these people feeding you notes, like obviously referring to you. Have you?
Why would I watch a drama farmer who has no understanding of geopolitical conflict?
You're the one who asked for this debate, and now you're all confused and butthurt that you're getting up in it. Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You f***ing brainlet. Give me what the inconsistency was. You made the video. You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people feeding you clips that you can post?
Oh shit, dude.
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's.
I love that accusation. Is WillyMac even a streamer? Like, I don't think, does he even stream or is he only a YouTuber? Like, do people feed him clips or does he think that I'm like behind every single person that argues with him?
I mean, maybe Hasan meant that like the clips that he puts up on his Twitter, I don't know if he does that, or in his videos are just fed clips out of context. I guess that's the argument there.
Have you done that to people? Have you, like, if somebody goes to debate Hasan? I mean, I don't even know if I've ever seen Hasan debate anybody, but have you like fed notes or whatever?
I've done it. I don't know if I've done it against Hasan, but I've definitely, I've done it to people in the past. Yeah, for sure. Okay. But like when I'm doing it, I'm not like sneaky about it. Usually what's happening is like we're watching it on stream and I'm like typing to the person, like, bring this up. Tell him the shit. Fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like, I'm not like
a chatter.
Yeah. I'm not like sneaky or hiding about it. Like my whole chat is saying, yes, the reason why they know is because like I'm doing it on stream. I'm not like hiding anything, obviously. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, then have you ever, because the number one...
But like, against Hasan, by the way, I think I did it against Hasan like one time. But it was over like a debate on like gambling or whatever. It wasn't during like a political thing. But Hasan has literally psyched himself out to think that like...
Have Hasan and Destiny ever talked? Yeah, Hasan came from Destiny's community. And then he threw him away.
There's a time period where he wouldn't debate random people. I know Too Mad came up because Hasan thought that...
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Yeah. Like real quick. Because in the... And before I came on, he was like, oh, he's going to try and ambush me with...
Yeah.
He was essentially referring to you or Sam.
Well,
Sam
Plutonian Choice.
I knew any of you two, by the way. I don't know.
That's the first time I've ever seen Destiny thank anybody for a sub.
I have never talked to either of you two, so I don't really understand that. Like why he thought that of me. But
yeah, he just has. Yeah, he's like super paranoid.
Have you ever Sam Cedared him or some shit like
no,
the H3H3?
No, but it's like his worst fucking.
But like
nightmare.
So like the rumor has always been like you did that with Too Mad, and that's why you wouldn't debate Too Mad?
I think Too Mad wanted to. I'm gonna be totally honest. That might have been his plan, but like he messaged me after he started fucking with Hasan, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this.
I guess Hasan was right about that one. Then, to his credit, yeah.
But I think where I was at, I don't even know if I had power at the time in my apartment. I think my shit was like. So there was never like a formal plan to like do this shit. Too Mad just mentioned like, oh, this would be funny. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but like I don't even know if I have like a setup to do this right now. Like, yeah. I think the real meme there was I think that Too Mad was getting tweets from some other streamer that he was like fighting with Hasan over, but I don't remember who the other streamer was. Oh, it might have been J-Reg, because Too Mad was like tweeting out fighting with Hasan, and Too Mad was saying a lot of shit. Like, damn, I didn't know he knew this shit about like fucking, like geopolitics or whatever the fuck. But he was getting tweets from somebody else. But that wasn't me. Yeah. So he sort of kind of wanted to run me to the end, but there was never like an actual formal plan there. Like I don't think at the time I had internet, or I think I was because I just moved to Miami or some weird shit. But I could be wrong with all that. But yeah.
Okay, then I would say, I don't know, dude, because it's just, you got to realize it from like an outsider perspective that doesn't know like you're in Hasan's lore or whatever. It is just weird like how paranoid he is. I don't really get it. Like only debates I can seen of you two, and like this is me actually trying to like look into this a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like an N-word debate, which I don't like. It just seems so fucking stupid. I don't.
Yeah. So the paranoia comes from the fact that my biggest conversion from fans and other fan bases is usually they watch a video of mine one time. Because when they watch something I've said one time, what they realize is, hold on, Vosh or Hasan or Mike from Pierre Denims, they said that Destiny was like a racist, genocidal, evil, pro-Hitler, blah, 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 blah. But I watched like this hour video and he actually seems like pretty reasonable. So for a lot...
Dude, I'm trying to die, you fucking idiot. This guy's trying to save me. Like, he thinks he's fucking slick. I want to die. Oh, these people are so dumb. Dude, you're so stupid. Fuck off. Sorry. Anyway, I was gonna make a joke about how, like, oh, that's why I stopped watching because I thought he was racist, and then he turned out not to be. But, I got distracted by some fucking idiot trying to save me. Like, dude, be a little more rude.
A lot of these people, the biggest fear would be giving me a platform or giving me the chance to like platform an argument or say something, because now they're going to have to confront their fan base that they've misrepresented basically every single thing I've ever said, which for Hasan and Vosh is true. Hasan's fan base thinks I'm literally like a racist. My family was like a slave owning, like Gusano, they call me racial slurs.
It's true from everything I've seen, dude.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But so like obviously Hasan can't ever talk to me, because then how is he going to reconcile what I'm actually like in conversations with the monster that he's portrayed me as on a stream for years, right? That can never happen, Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose he has like portrayed you as
what
like.
What if I'm the monster?
Like, hardcore.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So what? All right, this is something like too I've also seen from like comments, but it's hard to confirm. Did you make Hasan big, or did the Young Turks make him big?
Well, I think it's like a coordinated effort. I mean, the Young Turks put him on the map, and then he went into his, Destiny's community, and that gave him a little more clout. And it's kind of just like, like most things, there's more than one factor.
I mean, it depends on. To answer honestly,
as a streamer, as like,
yeah, I understand. I mean, like, if I was to answer like Hasan, I would say obviously I made him big. He was nothing before me. Blah blah blah. It's hard to know if he would have become big anyway. Basically, he had a kind of a big thing on the Young Turks Facebook page for some of the stuff he did. He tried to get into streaming, but I think for a few months he didn't really take off much. And then he did a debate with Charlie Kirk, and then he reached out to me, and then he got a huge bump in reaching out to me. But like, I mean, would he have made it without me? Maybe, I don't know. But like, obviously I helped a ton early on. And if you dig back before, that
was when Destiny was gayer, when he was more bisexual and wanted to sleep with guys. I could tell, you could just look at him, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing. But I remember when I was young, I had a phase where I could do some more gay stuff. Now, I'm too old for that. You know what I mean? I've kind of gone through my development. I remember when I was in my early 20s and I dated a woman, and I would have let her fool with my booty hole. And I did a little bit. And like, that was my curious phase. And I grew out of that, and now I can't I can't let it happen. I can't let you get close, But I feel like that's a normal evolution for men. It's one of those things where if you don't experiment with your booty as a boy when you're younger, you're not going to really be able to do it as you get older. I can't do it, especially as a man, because there's nothing wrong. If you like it in the butt or whatever, like, God bless you, nothing wrong with it. But for me, for my personal philosophy, I can never let anybody do something to me that makes me submissive. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, that's just, I can't give that kind of power up. You know, my wife wants to like tie me up and do stuff to me, and I'm just like, I can't let you do it. If you can, God bless you, but for me, I just can't. I can't let you do it. I can't let you do it. I got it's just not gonna happen, you know.
How did you become like friends with him, or was he always this way, or was he different? Like,
no, I mean, like he was just like a chill dude. I mean, like there's videos of us like hanging out, going drinking. Like he seems like he's like a okayly chill dude. He's not like a horrible, evil person like in real life.
No, but I was wondering, has he always covered news?
Hey, Brittany Simon.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Hasan has surpassed by so much that he does deserve credit for that. People don't just become that big. And both TYT and Destiny haven't been able to compete. Yeah, sure. You know, there's multiple factors. One of the biggest factors for Hasan blowing up is that COVID was a huge factor. He's also handsome and attractive, and he did have a massive setup for success. I mean, we're talking about somebody who was platformed by two people undeservingly. You know, criticize people all you want, but like obviously Destiny earned his platform. Hasan didn't. It's just kind of a fact. He was destined for it. He had a very easy pathway to it. Something to keep in mind.
That was part of what we had early on when we were arguing. Was I argued a couple times. One was about him calling something racist before he even knew who the shooter was, and then the second thing was, yeah, ironic, right? And then the second thing was
classic, dude.
It was about covering breaking news. Yeah, it was covering breaking news.
So what's the right time to cover news stories then?
It's not about...
You can cover the news story whenever you want. You just can't be like super like, yes, this happened. This is a fact. You have to tread lightly. You have to be a little bit more intelligent about it.
Okay, so for me personally, I hate breaking news. As soon as some major terrorist event happens, I shut off Twitter, I shut off all, and I wait 2 fucking days.
Yeah, but
because nothing irritates me.
This isn't even a major terrorist event.
Okay, chill. You just asked me about breaking news, and I'm telling you my general opinion. I fucking hate breaking news. I hate it because it's all it does is it leads to a bunch of people speculating the out of everything. There is literally no person in the history of all the world has ever said, I'm so glad I knew about that shooter 27 seconds after it happened as opposed to the next day. It literally doesn't fucking matter. Whether 10 people die in Vegas or 500 people die in Vegas or whatever, or a week or whatever, none of it matters to me, right? Now, if I've got somebody personally involved, we contact the police, et cetera, et cetera. But otherwise, so it seems like there's very little value in breaking news. Now, the danger in breaking news is that as events happen in real time, people can form narratives and opinions about things very fucking quickly, and those things stick. I'm sure you know this because you do kind of like the journalism thing, right? Or whatever, right? You would say you're in journalism, right? You would say that? Or would you say that? Yeah.
I mean, I'm a commentator, but yeah.
So you know the dangers of somebody publishing a story and how woefully ineffective retractions are, right? The initial story always sticks harder than the other.
Yeah.
Is that true? I mean, maybe that's true because the original story is very sensationalized usually, or it feels very sensational. I guess that's true. I figured it was more about how people just wouldn't really be as willing to do that. You know, they wouldn't be as willing to retract. Did I just get... What the fuck?
So like as soon as those narratives form, like early on, you get things like the fake terrorist attacks that like Trump mentions, all that shit, like all of that, like it's so damaging that like I never ever I just don't think there's any reason to engage in framing. But it wasn't simple. But it wasn't simple because you yourself admitted that you had it incorrect.
Here's the difference
right?
between like a massive fucking terrorism. Here's the difference. There's a massive fucking terror story is drastically different than like a murder where we don't know if it's like premeditated or we don't know what the entire fact.
Why is like the whole what's happening here is like, why is he so desperately trying to defend pushing misinformation? I don't really understand that. Like I don't get the warning signs were there. Like he's like, no, but it's not that big of a deal. It's like, why what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Okay. And there's an ongoing manhunt.
Like, this is all of it is so irrelevant. It doesn't matter. None of this gets you to the point where it's like, well, maybe I can imply that this is a hate crime. Like you're never gonna get there. You never make that gap. Like even if it's ongoing, even if it's breaking, even if it's whatever, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that that's why I took the video down, is because while I openly mentioned that the police officers have not ruled out the possibility that this might be a hate crime, and then talked about a larger narrative or a larger issue of like hate crimes in the United States, as I do with every other story, to talk about like the larger picture, which is what I use.
Yeah, but what if the larger picture is Islamic extremism and someone's just saying, well, the police haven't ruled out. Like, you could use all these same arguments, could all be used for...
I understand that you can use these same arguments, and I already did not rule out the possibility that it could be acceptable in certain... No, it could absolutely be acceptable to say that in certain instances. It just
it's all a matter of context.
I love how loud the game is for some reason.
And for me, for when it comes to like a domestic murder case, if the police officers have already revealed this information and are asking people to go out and fucking spread this information in an effort to find and capture the person.
These things? It's not about going out and spreading the information. That's not what you're doing when you're saying let's talk about hate crimes. That's framing a narrative. We're waiting.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying I agree that part is not that part is what I normally do, and in this instance, it was because the information that I got was not correct. But the information is verifiable at that point. Even if it's not correct, it's still exactly the kind of information that any news outlet would use. As a matter of fact, all news outlets use that information.
Yeah, but you can use the information without framing a narrative. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing. I think we're gonna majorly agree to disagree on this one. There's no way I'm being swayed by this. Yeah, and then the second thing had to do with a video he made, a hit piece video on Kamala Harris, where he just copied a bunch of talking points from a Twitter thread that weren't really accurate. And then once we had that second big combo...
Was it all from Twitter?
Yes, that's where most of his news comes from.
Dude, some things never change, man. I love that.
Some things never change. I love that. Jesus, fucking ridiculous.
Hasan just consistently wrong. I love that, dude. So why does he... Okay, this might be out of pocket, so I don't know this shit, but like I found a clip of him saying, I mean, somewhat recently, that you made him suicidal.
Whoa! Yeah, that's just bullshit. He says because like the hate my community gave him, it made him suicidal. But like if you go back before we
listen, there can be hate on communities, but shut the fuck up. Like shut up. Just stop. Just stop. Then don't go on. Then you can't handle the internet. Like it's one of those things. I understand it when it's like a nobody who doesn't make content or anything is like, I feel really bullied by this and this is really messing me up. But if you're actively engaging in the online world, like you don't get to go like, well, this really like, oh, like this, shut the fuck up. I feel like, especially if you're in like if you're in the commentary type community, right? It's okay to say, hey, this fucked me up. I decided to move away from this community or whatever. But like for you to like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, shut the hell up. You're so full of shit. And your entire community bullies Ethan. So like you have no leg to stand on.
We had our big breakup, there's like plenty of videos and be like, yeah, Destiny's community gave me like a huge leg up. Like I wouldn't have made it without them. Like they're so supportive and blah, 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 blah. Like that was what he's saying. But after we split up, obviously now he's gonna be like, Destiny's the worst person ever. His community was made me suicidal. I built all of this on my own. I got the idea to combine gaming and politics and blah, blah. So he has to rewrite history, obviously, to suit his.
Whoa, is that like the idea? I remember there was a time where I was doing like my content now. And I never got and like I saw Destiny, I saw him playing games and doing commentary, and I never wanted to actively do that, but I was like getting kind of bored with some of my videos because it's hard to sit here and watch a 55-minute video and like right now I wouldn't be able to get through this without playing something. And I was like, well, Destiny's doing it, so I might as well give it a shot. And I started playing balloons. I think at the time I was like, damn, this makes it so much more bearable. That's fucking crazy. It's just cool. It's not like an intentional thing. Like I'm not trying to be the guy who plays video games. I wish I didn't want to play video games. Because like I know people probably like the video a little bit less, but for me it's more of like I can get through it and be happier and just have better commentary if I have something to do while I'm going through it. It's not as boring to me, because I feel like everybody does that. Like you're not watching my video, right? You're not staring at my video. You're watching it while you're doing your homework or you're cooking or you're doing a chore or you're jacking off. Jesus Christ.
Hello, Papa Gut. Not
Hello.
My first time in the stream, but I'm a racist and I'm glad you are too.
I appreciate the donation. That's very generous. You guys don't have to be that generous, but I love you a lot. Make sure you guys have money for yourselves before you go spending money on me, okay? That's the only thing I recommend or I appreciate it. I don't like getting donations from people who need the money more than I do. So, but I do genuinely appreciate that. I love you very much. Here's a kiss. Mwah.
Narrative.
Yeah, dude. The diggers are evil, bro.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, have you seen the story where like I don't think you've watched the video by the sound of it, but have you seen where he tweeted about that 13-year-old getting kidnapped by the IDF?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So this happened just this last week or maybe the week before.
Okay.
He tweeted that a 13-year-old got kidnapped by the IDF and he called them and he was like thrown in jail.
Don't make fun of me for being a Disney doll.
For no reason, right? He called them like indefensible monsters, all this stuff, right? That's how it's portrayed.
Yeah.
What if I'm the indefensible monster?
Of course, all you have to do is look up the kid's name, and that's just not the case at all. Like, he ran around with his cousin, he stabbed 3 people, or 2 people, then tried to stab another, and then got shot. And I guess I'm wondering, why is he willing to Why is he willing to wrongly report these stories? Like, surely he knows, right? After to a degree, like it can't all be him just being stupid.
I don't want to. Like,
is it really just like pushing lefty ideology for no reason?
I think that he hates the West, and he's gotten away with painting a pure anti-Western narrative because that is the trendy thing to do. Like, it's a trend to push anti-West. I'm not saying don't criticize the West, don't criticize America, but it's a trend to be anti-American, and that's all he is. That's the entire thing.
Yeah, this isn't a problem unique at all to Hasan.
Fuck, I forgot to get
we live, it sounds so cringe to say this, but like in a post-fact world, facts and stories and headlines, these are all just vehicles to sell our ideology. We don't actually, or a lot of people don't actually care about the underlying truth of the matter. So if I see a headline saying, you know, IDF soldier rapes 400 Palestinian virgin, you know, women, like I'm going to retweet that because it sounds true because the IDF are monsters and boom. You don't actually care about the underlying article. You don't care about the underlying facts. You know, that's just everybody when it comes to, especially alternative media these days. Like Tim Pool.
It's everybody. It seems like fucking psycho though to see from the sideline, bro.
It is psycho, but like a lot of people in alternative media run this way. Because remember, in alternative media, we make all of our money. We don't have, some people have sponsors, but not much. And we don't have like, you know, like editors or, you know, managers telling us what to do. We make our money because we tell our fans what they want to hear. And if our fans really want to hear Israel bad, then if I see a story like that, I'm going to tweet it out. Or if they want to hear Palestinians bad, then you just tweet it out. You just like play your narrative and you play your side because that's how they make the money. So, I mean, that's what everybody in alternative media does. Nobody is immune to this. Like, you think if a study came out tomorrow showing that you know, single payer healthcare was the best possible way ever to deliver healthcare, you think Ben Shapiro is going to say that on his podcast, right?
But what does Ben Shapiro have to gain from healthcare? I mean, I don't get it.
Because his base wants to hear.
It's part of his narrative. Like healthcare is part of his narrative, or being like anti-healthcare. You know, so.
Socialized healthcare bad, big government bad because he's a conservative.
Yeah, like
so every story that he gives.
You know what I meant? Like what does he say? Okay. Big boy, like socialized medicine
has to come from that angle. And for Hasan, he's a tanky. Every story has to come from the angle of West bad, America bad, everybody that's not America good. That's why he defended Putin early on and said the Ukrainian invasion wasn't happening. That's why he defended China invading Tibet. That's why he defends the Palestinians over the Israelis. Like, that's why he says that Venezuela and Bolivia have never had economic or election problems. Like, it all is like very predictable when you understand where they're generating it from, which is America bad.
I mean, it just blows my mind that his audience is watching him be like consistently wrong on shit because all he watches is like these super like he watches this like, all right, he says all Western media is super biased. Like, sure, I'll give him that. I don't.
Well, like all media is super biased, of course. It's going to be biased towards like whatever direction you're going into. That doesn't mean that it is less credible, just because it's biased.
No, right.
And then he listens to Russia
But
Today.
then he's only looking at like
or Al
these
Jazeera,
super biased like Middle Eastern like news sources or like these like weird tweets where he's like looking at like QNN, which is straight up related to Hamas. It's like Hamas news, right? So it's like I don't fucking get how his audience is. I don't know. I guess the politics shit is hard for me to relate
my bad.
to.
Not Tibet, Taiwan. No, I thought he was making excuses for Tibet in the past, or Tibet as well in the past.
Yeah, he was. He was saying that they were.
What's the difference? You know what I mean? It starts with the T, ends with the T. Okay, it starts with the T.
All like slave-owning monsters.
Yeah, they were horrible people, and or maybe he said Tibet and Taiwan. He might have said both.
Yeah, he justified both invasions. If that's what you said.
The audience doesn't know or care about the underlying facts as well. There's also in a lot of these communities, and you'll notice this, you should pay attention to this, in a lot of these communities, there's a lot of epistemic poisoning as well, meaning it's not just enough, epistemology is like the study of knowledge or truth, broadly speaking in psychology.
Yes.
Epistemic is like ways that we arrive at truth or how we determine or discern what's truthful or not.
Okay.
When I say epistemic poisoning, what I mean is it's not enough to just say, for instance, like vaccines are bad. When data comes out that disagrees with you.
Well, just to be clear, they're good. Vaccines are good. Don't fucking get me for COVID misinformation again. Pissed me off. I was watching Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan have a debate, and Andrew Tate was being super dumb when it came to vaccines and pushing vaccine misinformation. And I put the video, I didn't even put it up yet. I just uploaded it to YouTube before it even went out. I got a strike for it. I got a strike for that, for COVID misinformation. And I was like, what the fringus? What the frunkle? Is that my uncle? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. The point I'm trying to make here is that pissed me off. So don't do that. YouTube, you dick. And then, of course, you put in for it. You go, well, this was wrong. And then you instantly appeal it. They instantly shoot the appeal back. They say they reviewed it. They didn't. I know they didn't because they reversed the decision eventually. Then I have to go to Twitter and be like, guys, this is ridiculous. Piers Morgan and the Andrew Tate debate's still up. I reacted to that. And so, why is my video down? And then they took care of it after a couple of days. The good thing is that their new policy gives you copyright or gives you content strikes based on their category rather than based on just in general. It used to be one strike of any kind, and then you'd be basically banned for a week. And I've had to wait like 5 or 6 days to get my unban happen just for them to review it. Now it's categorized. So this one's a misinformation ban, so I was fine. I was able to stream. I was just irritated, but I was able to stream. But
want to conform to the data, you've got to say the sources are bad too. If you argue with conservatives that are anti-vaxxers, you'll also notice that they don't trust the CDC. They don't trust any pharmaceutical company, and oftentimes they don't trust academic institutions. Hasan is the same way in that if a report comes out, he doesn't trust the IDF or Israel's reports. He doesn't trust the U.S. State Department, and he won't trust a lot of people in the West. But surprisingly, they will trust.
He is like a COVID denier, dude.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. You have to epistemically attack all of the sources of truth that'll disagree with you, and then the only ones that you validate or verify. He'll say things like, I can't trust the United States State Department on easily verifiable information, but I can trust Hamas.
Yeah, he sees Russia building bridges to invade Ukraine. He's like, this can't be real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, so let's say you get something wrong, right? I'm sure in your...
It can't be real. Israel? I don't know. I was trying to do something with that joke there. I think it flopped. We're okay.
Your career, you've gotten some geopolitical shit wrong.
I finished this quest? What the fuck?
No, yeah. I'm just kidding.
What do you do to what is a way for him to, I guess, what have you done to correct that or move on? Have you just owned it or what? Is it just a him thing or does Vosh do the same shit? Do you do the same shit?
In general, I feel like everybody will unintentionally do bad things sometimes, like myself, and then you just try to be aware of it. You don't necessarily have to explicitly acknowledge all the mistakes or bad things that you've ever done or that you've made in your career. But it's good to learn from them and kind of move on. So,
the ways that I try
down and try and justify, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's in the heat of the moment, nobody will change their mind. I'll double down on shit that I'm probably wrong about.
Sure, but let's say 2 days pass, a week pass, whatever.
So here's the difference. Okay, here are a couple things that I try to do that I feel are unique to politics streamers. Is one, I try to read a lot. Not just headlines and not just Twitter, but I'll try to do a decent amount of research. At the very least, I'll read a full article, I'll read profiles, I'll read papers on the Israel-Palestine stuff. I'm reading tons of different wiki entries. I'm reading excerpts from books. I'm reading and watching documentaries and shit. We're doing a lot of actual research. For most of the politics streamers, even though they'll say oh, well, I talk to historians and blah, 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 they're not talking about history. They're just bringing a person on for their opinion. So one is I try to do a lot more reading or research, okay? Which doesn't make me immune. Obviously, I can be blah, blah, blah. The second thing I try to do is...
I just like to go to Ben Shapiro for all my news. That's why I know I'm informed. Okay.
When I'm talking about a thing or another streamer, I always try to show full clips. I'm never watching a 20-second clip of Hasan and going oh, I knew he was a person. I'll usually be well, what's the video this is from, or where is this, blah, 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 and I'll watch long form stuff and review it. But the way that they try to get around it is they say, oh, Steven's obsessed with me. Why did he do a 3-hour stream on me? And usually it's because, well, I want to cover everything you said.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that, and you make that money, baby. Let's remember that's a factor, and I'm not afraid of it.
Clip.
Insane, dude.
Yeah, and then another thing that helps me a lot, that's a little bit unique to me, and I say this and everybody says this, but I'm the only one that actually means it. I truly don't have a political affiliation. If Democrats start doing dumb shit, I'll say that Democrats are doing dumb shit. Conservatives, I start to agree with more. I'm I kind of agree with Ben Shapiro. I
guess Hasan does that. He's oh, I don't have a political affiliation. I don't like anybody. And then he just cock gobbles the left. So
problem saying that. With a lot
I don't like mainstream Dems either. But I played a game with AOC though.
These guys, the way that they grow their political platforms is by first aligning hardcore with a political ideology, and then they grow their fan base that way. So what that means is you suffer a lot of audience capture. When my audience watches,
yeah, dude, that's one thing that I will never succumb to is audience capture. And for me, the way I do that is I go, oh, you fucking pussy. Thanks. Idiot. I have to use this now. I forgot that I had 5 of these in my bag and I never used the potion, but he doesn't need to know that. Thanks, dude. Anyway, the way that I disengage, we'll say, with audience capture is I always keep in my mind that I will get a real job if it comes down to it. That's really what it comes down to, because I rather not lie about something. Oh, my mom, I actually cummed in my pants a little. What the fuck? Give me that, you... Sell it. He thinks I'm gonna wear it. He thinks I'm gonna wear it, but I'm gonna sell it. He doesn't know that. Pussy bitch. Just kidding. Anyway, that's what it comes down to. That's why, like, I've had some takes that people do not like, and I know I don't care. I have to be honest as I possibly can. I've gotten tremendous backlash on stuff, but it is what it is, man. Like, I rather I feel a peace of mind with that. So.
Me, they just expect me to give my take on the news.
If I go watch audience capture, what do you mean by that?
Audience capture.
It's when you know what your audience expects, and you pretty much just appeal to your audience. You stay away from certain topics, even if you disagree, if you like, or even if you have an opinion on the narrative, because you know your audience won't like it. Or you will talk about a topic, and you'll make sure that you appeal to your audience in some capacity, whether it's a slight reframing of it, or a full reframing. Maybe you deliver it a little nicer, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not always a bad thing. You should be aware of your audience. You shouldn't pull a Matt Rife and decide that you don't want a female audience, so you say something like intentionally edgy to upset them and trigger them like a fucking little baby. But, you know, you don't want to be engaged in audience capture. You know, and you got to condition your audience to know that, to be like, yep, I'm going to do this, and that's just how it's going to be, and you're going to have to deal with it, or just don't watch, and that is what it is.
Capture means that you feel a pressure to deliver the type of content that your audience watches, and that might start to misalign with what you actually believe. Right. Hasan will never go on stream and defend the actions of the U.S. State Department or change his opinion on Israel-Palestine or anything in the Cold War, because he can't. His fan base expects, like, when you go to watch Hasan's stream, you don't go to watch for Hasan's opinion on the news. You go to watch for what is the progressive opinion on.
I'd watch him if he jacked off on OnlyFans.
On the news, right? Nobody goes to see. Hasan's like giving a unique, original take on anything.
He like plays team sports.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's benefits and cons.
Well, I think that like some people do go to him to watch other people, for him to interpret the news that what other people say. I think that's part of it.
Benefit is that you get to grow an audience much easier, because now you're in an established area, you've got good talking points, blah, 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 blah. But then the con is you have very little flexibility if you start to get stuff wrong, or if your political movement starts to get stuff wrong. Progressives have been kind of crazy over the past few years. It's really easy for me to back away from that and go like, oh, they've been kind of crazy. Hasan can't back away from far lefties or tankies, because that's who he's like throwing his lot in.
Is he just gonna, like, what's he think's gonna happen though? What, he just loses followers or some shit?
I don't know, actually. I'm not sure.
I don't fucking. It's just weird to understand, because the whole point of doing like being like a YouTuber, like a Twitch streamer, is that you can just be you. You don't have to fucking work for anybody. But
no, this is something that's like really common. Everybody does this. Like, I just want to be clear. Like, it's not unique what Hasan does. The stakes are just higher for what Hasan does. Almost every single, like, many content creators and streamers, especially streamers, especially commentary people, will make sure that they speak about like things in a particular way. It's something that drives me fucking nuts, because the most popular people will sometimes, like, you'll notice when some popular people will give performative apologies just because they don't feel like dealing with stuff, and it's just annoying. Or they'll speak a certain way because they've been captured by a particular audience, and they don't want to lose, you know, whatever they feel they're going to lose, or whatever they might lose. They just don't want to lose it. So, you know, that's why you got to make sure you generate your audience better. You know, a little more smartly fartly, baby. I got to go over here.
I don't know. The politics side is weird. I'm still dipping my toes in it a little bit.
It's dumb.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so did you see his coverage of the Pokemon stuff?
Not much, no. But I think I probably agree.
It's an issue that doesn't really matter. Again, like, the Pokemon thing was just stupid. Like, she's called people broke boys. It was funny. Like, I don't really care. Like, is she kind of a shitty person? Yeah, sure, in general. But like on this topic, it was like, who cares, you know?
I probably agreed with him, though. I think the cookie thing is stupid. Or I don't know, but I just
what he said. Hold on, bro. There is something.
No, it's stupid. It is stupid. It's just dumb. It's another way to go after Pokemon. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying you don't have a reason to dislike her. I'm saying that the cookie thing doesn't really matter, and that it's more of like a dog pile. It's just like, I don't like Pokemon, and she did a bad thing, so fuck her. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know, that's all it really boils down to. So I'm just saying.
Funny about him getting up, leaving the Charlie video, explaining what's going on and why people might be frustrated with Pokemon, and then him coming back and being like,
I disagree.
Yeah, it's just because she's a woman. It's something so, like, dude, it's hilarious.
Part of the motivation is going to be because she is a woman, like, but not necessarily on this time, but like a lot of the hate overall was that. I mean, like, Leafy covering the situation, like, because she's a woman, like him, or just in general disliking her, like, making content against her however long ago, it's because she's a girl and he doesn't like, you know, that's like a big part of it. And So that kind of trickles down. But again, it's not like this active thing that's fucking meaningful anymore. So she's just annoying, but it wasn't a big deal. People got upset over nothing. And all it did was really grow her brand for that anyway.
Here, have you seen this clip? This describes it perfectly, bro. Brandon Buckingham clipped this from my vid.
Oh god, this guy's a little insane, but let's see.
He is.
Really? Brandon's cool, man.
He's a little insane.
He started he got obsessed with Sneeko to an unhealthy amount. Like,
look,
to be fair, Sneeko also kind of slandered him, but no, we don't have to. Sneeko also kind of
don't get into it. Yeah, Sneeko definitely slandered him, but he did get a little crazy. I remember like he leaked his nude images and stuff, and then he had he got really upset. It was, God bless him. Hopefully he's doing well now.
Slandered him and said that he wanted to rape his fucking girlfriend or whatever, which is crazy. Yeah, that was wild. But Brandon, at some point, no offense to that guy, he was like sending me pages and pages of it, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know you. You're having
sending you stuff?
He was sending me like pages of DMs. Yeah, I was like, bro, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with any of this.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you Sneeko's representative? I have no.
No, I think he was like having a.
Yeah, I think. Look,
he was having a meltdown. I know he was having a rough time. So.
Yeah, we don't have to. I'm sorry. I'll watch this. Hold on one sec.
That's not what happened.
Then what happened?
I don't even know what happened, but I know that's not what happened.
Cool. On the ground journalist Hasan Piker at work.
Okay.
Dude, isn't that a classic clip, dude? That's some classic Hasanabi on the ground journalism, bro.
It's interesting because it's like one of those things where you kind of see like the flux of like some of the stuff isn't necessarily a super big deal when it comes to the criticism of Hasan. And if Hasan latches onto that, he could be like, see, the shit they talk about is so fucking dumb, What the fuck? I just got another.
Yeah. Listen, you're just mad because you're not on the ground like he is, okay?
Hey, dude, he's on the ground of his like fucking LA mansion, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, give me one. Let me see what the fuck else I got here. I don't know. I'm thinking. What do you think? So he calls everyone a drama farmer, right? Like he calls you that, and I know that's like known as like a big own. Like I believe he called Vosh that too, even though Vosh
a little bit. But so is Hasan. He has like 3-4 channels where he just like content farms and basically like he just does political drama. So
I said like 2 words to him after the Ukraine
One of the
thing.
things that happens a lot in my corner of the internet, probably not with you guys as much, I think, because you're like commentary people. One thing that happens in my corner is people try to run with this obsessed argument a lot to try to make it so people won't cover them. So like a lot of the times, let's say Hasan says something crazy and then I cover it, he'll be like, why are you obsessed with me, bro? Why are you so obsessed with me, bro? Why are you obsessed with me, bro? And the point of that argument is to try to diffuse criticism by making it so I don't have to engage with this criticism and you shouldn't even watch it. And it's weird that he's even criticizing me, right? When the reality is, well, hold on, bro. You're the largest politics streamer on the internet right now. Why would I not criticize you when you say retarded?
Whoa! Hey! Stop it! I guess Hasan is obsessed with Ben Shapiro then.
Shit, right? If you cover a Ben Shapiro video, nobody's calling you obsessed.
I see. But also, you gotta think about this. Conservatives are a little smarter when it comes to growing their brand. You notice that conservatives, they just eat up the hate. They're just like, yeah, fucking hate me. And it just signal boosts them more. It's almost like they don't get upset by it. Although I did watch Ben Shapiro talk to Lex Friedman about how it would upset him sometimes a little bit. The criticism can be difficult. But it's just like crazy, Gotta respect it.
If you cover like the 50th Trump statement, no one's calling you obsessed, right?
Well, he covers basic YouTube drama too all the time.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But like there's the whole like drama farmer obsessed thing is to just try to say like this person doesn't have real criticism. They're just trying to like farm drama.
Yeah, that was kind of like a big advantage being a commentary channel because he did try to hit me with that, but it just like doesn't work because it's like, yeah, dude, I'm farming you. Like that's fucking embarrassing. I will farm the shit out of you every day for a long time. It's like fucking, oh, you're into drama? It's like, yes, dude, I will milk you for everything you're worth.
Again, when you say that, just be clear that that it's reasonable farm. I will cut, like for me, I'll cover anything as long as I feel like there's an update to it or something that I could put out like this. Like if this is something that's somewhat new, it's Destiny and WillyMac talking about Hasan. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna say the same thing. Well, I say similar things, but you understand. It's like a progress. Oh, this happened. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Okay.
Keep being stupid, please.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just
I do.
I don't understand that argument because if you're getting farmed, you're kind of like self-reporting.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, that's in my world. Those arguments don't work. People just like, bro, why are you so obsessed? Like, don't do this. Yeah.
Did you see Hasan's 2 clips talking about you?
No, I haven't watched them yet. I got linked them, but I was about to watch them now.
I was gonna say I could show you them, or if you have them, let's watch those.
Okay, hold on.
He's trying to hang out. He's like, let's watch them together, dude. Let's do it.
Wait 1 second.
Because when was the last time he said your name on stream? Everyone was saying this was a big deal when I posted my video.
It's been years, yeah. He usually uses nicknames to refer to me like Voldemort.
Like
so instead of like he who must not be named,
he calls
he'll call
you
me like
Voldemort?
No, he'll call me like Pepe La D or other nicknames like or Gusano or Cubans or Wikipedia readers or debate streamers. He always like refers to me.
I love how petty he is, bro.
Yeah.
I kind of dig.
I thought Wikipedia was kind of like good. No, I thought it was a good resource.
Yeah. Well, but it's good because it keeps his audience not knowing who I am exactly. So it's not like they're all going to go check me out. So he's again the no free clout thing, you know.
Yeah.
School's out.
This clip is fucking rage-inducing, dude. And it's not this clip. It's this clip with the next clip is rage-inducing.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I gotta respond.
Orange.
Jesus Christ. 1 second.
Wait, it's back this way. Okay, it's over here somewhere.
Okay, ready? I'm going.
Every time I see clips of Destiny, it's always like very confident, but also confidently unsure. But because he's like channeling State Department propaganda, it oftentimes is just left unnoticed. Like people don't look at it and go, "Wait, what do you mean? You're not really sure?" Okay, well, how about you get sure?
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get really upset.
Just get sure on some of the most complicated, like
get sure, pussy.
Conflict of, okay,
you could look it up.
Just get sure, bro. Just get
Hold
sure
on,
on
yeah,
this.
wait, let me finish.
And he always invokes
Yeah, shut up, Willie. I'm just kidding.
plausible deniability so that people can turn around and go, yeah, well, he said he was not necessarily sure.
I find it so funny that Destiny is operating with like, you know what, this seems more plausible, but I'm not 100% sure, you know, because he doesn't, of course, want to speak out of turn. And Hasan's argument is, oh, he's just playing plausible deniability, or he's doing this thing called speaking carefully. Who knows?
Yeah, that's such a weird thing. One thing that I notice, and this might just be in my community, sometimes I'll get hit with really weird things where I'm like, in any other community, people would make fun of you for insulting somebody on this. So this would be an example of that. Why would you ever like couch your opinion in caution if you aren't sure of something, bro? Just be 100% sure. Like that's such a stupid, that's such a weird
That is literally what he's getting
criticism.
criticized for, bro. He's getting criticized for being way too confident.
Also,
It's like,
wait,
bro,
hold on. Somebody said there's a second clip. 1 second.
Dude, the second clip is fucking just the most triggering, most unself-aware
Triggered,
shit I've ever
liberal.
I think I
seen.
have
Like,
the exact opposite problem where I am
Yep.
Oh, no.
I agree, Hasan.
grossly aware of the lack of knowledge that I have on a particular matter.
I tend to agree.
Because there's so much.
Does this make you
Always,
fucking
there's so much
rage?
more to learn.
When does Hasan do any learning though, guys? He streams for 10 hours a day. He does zero research on anything, and he's not spending any other. Like, when is he learning? Where is the Hasan learning time? When does he have time for that?
So I don't have that
He
same
doesn't,
level
dude.
of
He's talking to
confidence.
these forensic experts apparently that are
He's reading tweets from people who claim to be forensic experts.
2 follower accounts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it is the most. I don't know, man. That clip makes me so fucking angry, dude.
I don't know either. Well, listen, in Hasan's defense, it can make your brain hurt engaging with smart stuff, right? Yesterday, I didn't release a video yet. This will probably come out first, but we did a video watching a debate of Alex O'Connor and Ben Shapiro talking about like the necessity of religion. And it was a very interesting, intelligent, philosophical conversation, and it made my head hurt a little bit. You know, I haven't really engaged in anything intelligent in a while. I'm sitting here, you know, Boogie drama, Destiny drama, or Hasan drama, Mama Max drama. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a drama guy. Some gay stuff in between, making some jokes about how I like femboy dick. You know, like that's it. You know, so when you engage with smart stuff, your brain goes, "Ouch!" You know. That's the way I feel. Like, let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, XQC drama. Matt Rife, Hasan, Nick is not green, Gideon. I played a game here. Mama Max. You know, all this shit. Look at this. It's all fun. I prefer it. Now, obviously, I'm being a little ironic. It obviously was more mentally stimulating, but like that's your job, Hasan. If you're going to talk about, if you're going to do 24/7 news cycle of fucking Israel Palestine, you need to be more intelligent than that.
Okay, wait.
Oh yeah, I watch TikToks all day, pussy.
And then I think that
that's the thing, though, is that like I am actually aware of what I don't know. That's why I don't talk about this stuff all the time. I do my best to inform myself, and then I'll make videos on, then I'll shift my perspective if it's necessary, and then I prefer to engage in dumb, mindless fucking drama that I'm overqualified for, because that's fun. I'm not trying to do smarts thing. I don't want to be a smart man. I'm just trying to fuck around. I want to have fun. I'm trying to have girls just want to have fun. Don't take that.
Makes people think that I am oblivious to the reality or something.
Oblivious. To the
Especially
reality.
when someone that comes across more confident.
I like Dr. Pepper.
I also hate this because Hasan stole this talking point from me.
Oh,
He's saying I come across more
A
confident.
skilled orator.
But he literally just said that I don't come across as confident because I'm confidently unsure because I say that I'm not sure, right? One of the big issues that I notice when I debate people, I'm talking half to you, half of my audience, is sometimes I'll get cucked by people that don't know what they're talking about, but they're fully willing to say, oh, have you seen the latest literature on this? It actually proves my point 100%. And maybe I haven't. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Even though I'm pretty sure they're incorrect, I'm pretty sure they're wrong and making
it was like him lying to me in the debate, dude.
Exactly.
Saying
Yeah.
The BBC said this when that's not
exactly.
what they said.
Yeah. When other people are confidently asserting things that they don't know, and I'm a little bit more cautious, I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure. I end up looking like the weak person there, even if ultimately they're incorrect. I've tried to find other ways around this. Like one of the things I've said is, well, I'm pretty sure if everybody looks this up right now, you're probably not right. Or when I go home and I look this up, it's probably going to be the exact opposite of what you're saying. So I'm not going to agree. And 99% of the time, it usually is. 99% usually is. When I look stuff up that people have brought up and I go home and I look at it, I'm like, oh, it was the exact opposite of what he said, or oh yeah. But it's hard. It's hard to counter that in the heat of the moment when somebody's willing to just confidently assert shit and you don't.
That's a problem with debates, dude. People do that cringe shit.
I don't know if they have any idea what they're talking about.
I just don't know what the point of having a debate is if you're just willing to lie.
That's the point of the debate, is to just get across your perspective. It's not about the facts. That's the problem that I have with debates in general. It's kind of like frustrating situations.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let me do 34 more seconds. Let me listen to the rest of this.
Obvious to the reality or something. Especially when someone that comes across more confident, that is a more skilled orator, can come in and just say, I'm right.
Yeah, I'm right.
And you're owned.
And you're cringe.
I'm right and you're owned. Keep in mind, Hasan was doing this the entire time over like the hospital bombing, but okay. Sorry.
Yeah, or stuff like this, like lacking knowledge about JDAMs and such, like things of that nature.
JDAMs is dick.
He didn't do that. Okay, hold on. Ignore everything that I just said. Okay.
Don't you just want to fucking slam his desk, dude?
He's trolling. Hasan is a master troll. He knows he's trolling. He's gonna cash out soon.
Bro, he's serious.
He's trolling.
Unaware, bro.
In a month, he's gonna be like, really, guys? The JDAM shit didn't give it away. Thanks for the cash. I'm done streaming. Thanks for the mansion. Peace out. That's what he's gonna say.
I become a fan.
The only instances where people can be like, well, there was a clip of you saying this is definitely.
I just feel like it's weird because it's like, how is it? I feel like the smartest people I've ever met in real life are people that are willing to go like, oh, I don't know, I got to look more into that.
Yeah, it's people that like can admit.
On this topic, I went to my public library for the first time in my life. I went to one when I was a kid, but I haven't been there in like 20 years. And their libraries are cool, man. Go to your local library. They're cool. They got there's like a fucking 3D printer in my library. Books, DVDs. They had video games. They had like the newest God of War. I was like, what the fuck? PlayStation 4 games. Not PlayStation 5 games. They're kind of cringe, But I was like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Surprising stuff. I recommend checking it out. Check out your local. They got books. They got graphic novels. It wasn't the type of graphic novel I was looking for, something with titties, but it really just means picture book. It's like comic books, but a book. I thought it was something else, but it's pretty cool.
The limits of their knowledge, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's so insane. Like for instance, I work for like a photography company. If you talk to any of the like new hires that were like right out of college, they would all be like, "Oh no, I know like everything about photography. Years. I got everything done." If you ask, like,
I know how to take a picture. There's lighting, there's pictures. What else is there to really know about photography? I have a camera. I got a fisheye lens. That's a camera. That's camera lingo. I'm a professional cameraman as well. Some call me a cam boy,
Any of the vets, they'd be like, I know like 60%, maybe.
Oh, they have audiobooks too, in case you don't want to read. Who does? Who has time for that?
Right? It's like only the fucking like people that know the least act like they know the most.
I know the most.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Mount Bullshit. When somebody learns a little bit about a thing and they're really confident about it.
I know.
I already learn more. You can couch your opinion a little bit more carefully. Yeah.
Well, dude, I think that's pretty much everything. That was all kind of like the loose ends I wanted to talk about.
I know.
Okay. Oh, I love you,
I
buddy.
appreciate it.
Keep in mind that a lot of the stuff that I'm saying here about Hasan and everything here is, one, this is just my perspective. Other people might disagree. And two, this is not, very few things here are unique to Hasan. A lot of alternative media influencers like Tim Pool and other people like that, Steven Crowder, they all do these similar types of tactics. So they all operate in a similar type of way.
Yeah.
Are they as blatantly wrong as him though about all this?
Yeah, of course. Tim Pool, absolutely, 1000%. There's just an aura around Hasan, I think. I think that I think he's just on more people's radars because he does more to piss people off. Like, that's the biggest problem for him.
Shit.
Blatantly
because he's like been wrong like on every major issue for the past like year and a half.
Probably, but
okay.
I think it's hard because like for the conservatives. No, hold on. They have. Conservatives tend to focus on culture war issues more, so it's hard to know if they're like blatantly wrong.
Like trans stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean?
But when I think about them making concrete claims, right? Matt Walsh made a whole documentary on how horrible trans shit was, right? What is a woman? You remember this?
I have no clue who Matt Walsh is.
Okay, he's a big Daily Wire guy. He made a whole documentary about how trans...
I didn't mean to like scoff. I was just surprised. I'm like, damn, Matt Walsh, you don't know who that is? Yeah, okay.
Shit was like ruining studies. Okay, whole documentary, okay? Whole hour and a half film on this, okay? When he went on Joe Rogan asked him, how many kids do you think are like on hormone therapy for trans stuff?
And he said millions. It was like, you'd think you would have the basic information on this topic.
And Matt Walsh's guess was probably millions. And the answer was like, I think it was like
millions.
It was like 7,000 or something.
The answer was like 5,000 over like 3 years or something. I don't remember. Yeah, he was off by like 4.
And then he was like, no, I still think it's millions.
Orders of magnitude.
When are you going to debate him, Walt?
Whoa, what is this? Cornrow Destiny. Wow, it scared me a little bit. Sorry.
Walsh will never talk to me, and he's smart not to.
Knew going in that we wanted two things, well, three things. One is we have the...
Probably why he picked a fight with Hunter Avalon. But, I mean, Hunter's not bad. He's a smart guy. He ended up, like, I think, owning Matt Walsh. But
we have the mission behind it, the message that we want to get across. But we also want it to be a piece of entertainment, you know, because a lot of conservative documentaries, not all of them, but many of them are just, you feel like you're watching an extended version of a podcast or something. It's not a piece of entertainment.
I get the idea is that it's boring and it's good to put some entertainment in there, but Matt Walsh's documentary about trans people is fucking dumb.
How many people have had this done?
Depends on what. I don't think we have exact numbers, but if we're talking about the drugs, millions.
Millions? How did you do a whole documentary on this? And you're like 4 orders of magnitude off.
Oh shit, that wording. What a wordsmith.
Millions of kids on puberty blockers? Millions?
Was it like millions of people on this hormone, or if millions of people use this hormone, have they sold 1 million units of it? Like, where did he get 1 million from? Is it just like a nice number he likes?
Millions?
Maybe he was quoting The Rock. Millions.
Are you talking about hemo?
And millions of trans kids on hormone blockers. Like that's what Matt Walsh was just trying to be like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But obviously that is untrue.
Hormone blockers.
Yeah.
Millions of kids have been on hormone blockers? Really?
I'm sure someone's going to fact check me on it, but my guess is that we're into the millions now at this point. Yeah.
You know what? I actually am glad he said that. That is your guess. That truly shows what your state of mind is and how disconnected you are from reality, if that's what you feel, right? I like asking engaging questions like what is the percentage of people that you think are this? And somebody's like, 98% of people probably feel this way. And it's like, okay, well, we looked at the data and it's actually like 12%. I think you're a little bit disconnected, buddy. Millions of children on puberty blockers?
It says over the last 5 years, there were at least 4,780 adolescents who started puberty blockers and had a prior gender diagnosis.
This says it's kind of undercounted, but
that would be a big undercount.
Yeah, kind of undercounted. That's a little bit of a substantial undercount.
1,000 people a year.
That type of crazy. Yeah, that's an unbelievable up, right? Imagine you do a documentary on spaceships and somebody asks you is Armageddon a documentary or something?
Big guy, you're saying, huh?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's one of the big, large content people on the Daily Wire.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Or I mean, if you go back, I don't know where you stand on this. I don't want to do a political debate, but obviously, in my opinion, everything that was said about vaccines, everything that was said about the alternative medications like ivermectin, all of that was completely wrong and proven wrong. Even though they made documentaries about died suddenly and all this shit, every single thing that all
the conspiracy theorists had said and all the conservative blocks and all the far right places on the internet about how vaccines were going to cause mass deaths, mass sterilizations, mass health epidemics, all of that was proven.
Well, let me tell you something. That when I took the vaccine, all of a sudden I started jacking off to fucking femboys. So are we sure there's no consequences to that vaccine? Are we sure, guys? I'm kidding, YouTube. I swear to God. Please don't take this freaking video down. And if you do, and somebody's manually reviewing this video right now, come on. A joke about the vaccines making me jack off to femboys? We both know I've been jacking off to that since I was a toddler. Okay, maybe not that young, but...
Wrong. All of them are
So,
silent.
Papa God, are you familiar with a certain odious individual named Thought Slime? He's been saying some heinously misandrous things lately, like a male version of True Fellow. I not really. I think I might have checked out one of his things. If you want to send me something, be my guest. Send it to me on Instagram or whatever.
On it. None of them will say anything. They were all 100% wrong. So, yeah, so I mean, like, they get it wrong too, right? And confidently wrong, and they won't even acknowledge the mistakes. They just
I've been trying to stop burping on stream. I was doing so well, and I got to stop. I'm sorry.
Move on to the next thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with that stuff, whenever I looked into it, like, I'd be like, oh, because to me, that's fucking super interesting, right? If like, oh, wow, they lied about a whole vaccine or whatever. Whenever I'd look into the actual papers of like people responding, it'd be like, it seemed always legit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you think of, what do you think of Sneeko, like, becoming a flat earther?
Yeah.
I don't follow.
I mean, who cares? What's following that guy? He's a stinky little boy. It makes sense. He's a conspiracy theorist. That's pretty much it. He's literally just like Hasan. Like, it's just anti whatever the mainstream is or whatever. You know what I mean? He's just anti-mainstream. That's all he is.
Follow any of his stuff. I think
Cheap
Sneeko you have to
version.
treat like Hasan treats people. No free clout. Sneeko's whole vibe now. I don't even think his fights are real. Like when he
Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Pro, with a Q.
First time catching a stream. Happy to be here, Papa.
I have trust issues, dude. I don't even know if that's true. Everybody keeps saying first time chat like in the stream. If you are really first time in here, I love you and I appreciate it.
Remember when he smoked in Bradley Martin's gym or whatever? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that seemed fake.
Yeah, I don't think any of that stuff is real. I think he's like just pearly things where he says stupid shit to just rile people up to get on a watch. I don't think he believes.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of pathetic. It's like the Matt Rife thing, you know, where Matt Rife very clearly was trying to make, like, he even tweeted about it after. He was trying to make that joke just to upset his audience because he was tired of having girls in his audience, which I mean, kind of base, you kind of get it. But at the same time, it's like, that's stupid. You know, instead of actually just making something edgy. Like, I love edgy humor. I think edgy humor is fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy making it, but I don't like it to be offensive. One of the things I like to do is try to be a little edgy without being offensive. And it's like sometimes it can be a hard line to draw there. Oh, I got a girdle. God damn it. But, you know, that's what Sneeko and Mistrustworthy things do.
Sneeko is real, though. Like, you don't think he's actually, like, trying to be, like... Like, I
Bro,
feel like,
this
all right,
guy
he's not...
like just posted pictures of him at fucking Mecca with like tattoos, okay? And then like the next day he's like doing hot tub streams with 3 OnlyFans girls. Like, no, this guy is not real about anything. Come on, obviously.
So do you think it's all like clout, huh?
Yes.
Like clout
yeah, they're addicted to the clout. They got, especially when you get popular young and you feel like you have no alternative and you just kind of chase clout. I mean, it's pathetic. It's almost like a mental disorder, honestly.
/grift/ young and dumb /
young and dumb
is like super grifto. Yeah.
Grifto.
I don't think it was always like that, but I think over the past like couple years, probably especially once he got banned from YouTube.
No, I think it was always like that to some extent. I think again, like people are convinced. I mean, well, my whole thing is that I'm pretty sure it was always been like a thought or like a thought or an attention-seeking behavior from the start. I don't think he's ever been really genuine. I think he's always been parroting somebody that he liked, and he doesn't really understand anything that he's saying. He's just moving. He's just operating, you know, in the direction.
The Unknown Freaks super chatted $1.99. First time catching a stream.
Thank you. I don't know if that's real, but thank you. Okay.
YouTube and started to spiral hard. It's been like a super grift, yeah.
All right, well, fair enough then. Oh man, I think that's it, dude. I appreciate the convo.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
You don't delete your streams, do you? In case I
I would pull it right now because sometimes stuff gets like copywritten or whatever, and it'll get like blocked. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that same problem, too. Like, I just put it over on stream, and I put it on members only for only $2 a month. You can have access to the streams after they're done. But I put them on members only, And then sometimes they get blocked. I don't really care if I get demonetized on the stream because like whatever.
Pro
but
became a member.
hey, thank you so much for the membership, brother. But it's annoying when it gets like blocked in certain countries or something because then people can't necessarily access it. Which I like how the members to be able to have access to the full streams if that's what they want to do. So I try to like remove those parts of it when it comes in. So.
All right, hey, appreciate it, Destiny. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, I love you. Be careful, bud.
Take it easy, daddy.
Yeah, I love you too, babe.
Bye.
Oh, real quick.
Whoa. Already
and
back.
you could just PayPal me the 10K for all those videos. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, no problem.
Incredible.
Wait, what was the rest of this clip?
Really a JDAM, like the audio signature.
Oh, audio signature.
Looks like a JDAM, so that must be the only thing
Fuck
you
is a
said about
JDAM?
the matter.
Well, he also was confident that that hospital got bombed. He was also by Israel. He was also confident that the invasion wasn't going to happen in Ukraine. He was also, did he say Bernie would win? He was probably one of those. I don't know. Yeah. Play the speculation clip. He's never confident. He's always cautious. Yeah. Here is Hasan being cautious. This is what Hasan means when he says he's super cautious about everything. Okay.
If I make a prediction or a speculation, it can sometimes be wrong.
Prodigy super chatted $2. First time catching a stream.
Hey, thank you so
Love
much.
you.
I think that's a real one. I think I actually have real people that have never caught the stream in the stream today. Because the typical meme here is like, I've never caught the stream before. And then it's from people who've caught the stream before. You know what I mean? So I mean, listen, I'll take the money regardless, but it's funny.
IDF didn't bomb the hospital? Yes, it did. Yes, it f***ing did. You f***ing piece of shit. Yes, it absolutely did. You.
Is this Attack on Titan?
Genocidal scumbag. You have no f***ing dignity. You do not have an ounce of dignity inside of your soul. You fucking piece of shit. You garbage, monstrous scumbag. You garbage, monstrous scumbag. Why did you f***ing lie? How can you live with yourself? You genocidal piece of shit.
That's beautiful. Sorry. That's up there with Dark Brandon saying we own the finish line.
Jesus Christ. What is this? Are we really, guys? We're not doing the whole.
I can't believe this item's not dropping. I'm getting kind of fucking angry right now.
God damn it! What is this?
The debate pedophiles are out in droves.
He was the one that said this. The debate pedophile. Why would he do this? Where did this come from?
The debate pedophiles are out.
Oh, and even better, it's over this J-Dam parking lot shit. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Fucking my balls right now.
What a
dude.
legend.
Oh, dude, come on, bro. Oh, dude, my weapon broke. My fucking weapon broke. Dude, shut up! Fuck! I have potions. Use a potion. Get away from this fuck. I can't do anything. I cannot even slow this fucking bitch. All right, we gotta play it good. All right, we have to estimate his attacks, and I have to stop auto attacking him because then it's just resetting his fucking threat timer. He's gonna fucking kick. He's gonna keep hitting me. Stop it! Fuck! Just gonna hearth back and log out in the end. I forgot to set my hearth to a fucking end. Okay.